TTC CEO Mandeep Lali is speaking this hour. The Assassin Transit Agency Board meets today. Let's listen.
And 145 respectively from union to manage the crowds, which we did for TTC customers. Now, as we did that, we didn't get the escalation mode, so we didn't activate our plans. So we ran the service as we had planned the service, and had we been saw anything escalating, we would have activated our emergency plans.
So you said that there was no critical issue and that if things had escalated, you would have activated this. But the communication for the general public, they don't know that these are the steps. They see 1:30 TTC is done, they start to freak out. And to Matt's point, they start making alternative plans, right? So was it a mistake not to communicate from the beginning and say, we are just going to extend the time because this is a big game? Whether you're at a bar or the game, it takes time for 40,000+ people to make it to Union Station or the subway or wherever they need to go. Was it a mistake not to activate this level of service from the beginning like you do on New Year's Eve, for example?
So the process we follow for New Year's Eve is exactly what we followed here in terms of the command and control centers. So in respect to the communications, there was communications at 8 minutes past 6 in terms of what the TTC put up. And there wasn't, following that communication, there was a tweet at 8 minutes past 12 by the city. However, there was no communication between that time. So back to your question, should we have communicated that we are running service and we have the ability to extend? Yes, we should have. So that would have helped, and that is something we've corrected as of yesterday, so to manage going forward. So everyone is clear what we are running, when we are running, and it's communicated. So that communication aspect we will be taking forward and have our taken forward.
Foresight to know that, like, how are people supposed to know how they're going to get home, as opposed to saying, listen, the TTC is here for you, there's a celebration in the streets, have fun, we'll make sure you get home safely. Wouldn't that have been valuable so that people knew that you had their backs?
So again, we ran the service that we communicated out that we were going to run. We had the mitigation plans in place in terms of should that we divert from that. We monitored that very, very closely. And if the situation had got in the emergency realms, we would have activated those plans. So in terms of, we ran the service that we said we would run, which we had advertised. But I take your point on board in respect to we could have communicated more, and we will do going forward.
Councillor Myers said, and I quote, at 1:30 a.m., the communications testing service was ending at 1:30 a.m., was posted and amplified by the city's account, leading to confusion among our customers. The TTC deeply apologizes for that mistake. I don't hear that from you. You're telling us we did just exactly what we said we were going to do.
So, again, what I'm saying is, when the question was asked in terms of what did we run, how did we run it, I went through that. In terms of, I hear the frustration in terms of coming through for customers. And for anyone that was delayed, yes, I apologize, I'm accountable. I take that on board. No skirting around the issues there. If there's issues with TTCs in terms of communication, I take it on board. I will address it and make sure it doesn't occur again.
So Mandeep, if the Jays had one, was the plan to have subway service running throughout the night as celebration?
We would have activated the contingencies.
And it would have just ran throughout the night until...
It would have ran, we would make an hourly assessment thereafter.
Wouldn't it be smarter to avoid a press conference, have the city feel like, in the future, I'm just going to take my car because I don't want to be stranded, because this is what these stories, get out to people. Wouldn't it just be better saying, in the future, we'll just go to 6 a.m. because I don't want to stand up here and face these cameras in the future.
So again, hindsight's a very wonderful thing, and thank you for your comments. But we have delivered New Year's Eve's carte blanche services before, and we, as I said, we learn from each one. This is a learning point which we'll take forward.
But you said earlier that the assessment was, when you were looking at it, it was similar to New Year's Eve that night. So why not implement it?
The process we follow in terms of...
Which is fair, but you're looking at Game 7. Not only do you have fans that are in Rogers at Rogers Centre, you've got Scotiabank, then you've got the after parties, you've got the watch parties, you've got Halloween that's going on. I mean, I was downtown and it was jam-packed no matter where you were. And so why not, if this is something that's going to somewhat similarly mirror what we see on New Year's, why not implement it and then you're not dealing with the aftermath of this?
Again, we had the mitigation plans in place, had the crowding got to a condition that would have warranted.
Mandy, during the meeting just now, you did talk about, I'm curious as to how much of this is potentially a funding issue, because during the meeting you also alluded to, in the future, hopefully MLSE or Rogers or other people will put up money on nights like that, and how much would that help if they were able to supplement some of the funding to provide the service to people as they're getting?
So clearly, everything has a cost. In respect to, where we are in respect to the budget, we're 232 million short for OPEX in 2026. We are working positively with the city to align that, but it does have a bearing. So one of the avenues is to look at the sponsorship deals in terms of what we can mitigate in terms of cost burden to do that. But the overriding feedback is that communication needs to improve, and it will do. For the service that we do.
Sorry, pardon. The tweet on X from the city that says it's ending at 1:30, that comes out at, I believe, 12:08. Why was that not corrected in real time by the TTC communications when you knew it was wrong?
So again, one of the things I mentioned earlier, we've picked up on that, the fact that we didn't do that, and we will be doing that going forward. But that was a city tweet, by the way.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But you have a full communications department that has long been criticized for not communicating effectively to customers. And here we have another situation, Monday morning, you're saying we didn't do it right. Could you explain to people why it is that you can't get that right?
That tweet wasn't picked up, as we just didn't pick it up. And as I said to you earlier, we've taken that forward, and during events we will be addressing that going forward.
Can you see how little things like this, they just add up and they just erode confidence in the TTC?
We're giving them...
How can you stand there and tell people to have confidence in you to use this service when things like this periodically keep happening?
So let's get back to the core. The core was the communication breakdown. The core was I'll take accountability for that. Reliability, what we said we would do, what we did, what we delivered was to the plan. However, can we improve upon that? Yes. Will we improve upon that? Yes. Are we working to improve upon that? Yes.
Mandeep, there are some people right now raising concerns because, as you know, the FIFA World Cup is coming in a matter of 7 or 8 months. How much can you kind of guarantee that these types of issues will be ironed out?
Absolutely.
By the time that happens?
Absolutely.
Do we have a timeline in terms of when we might know some of that plan?
We will be sharing that plan as we develop them even further, of which today will feed it. Well, the learnings from the weekend will feed into.
So obviously you're with the TTC, but we're seeing a lot of social media videos from Metrolinx, and I understand that's not your purview, but have you had communications with Metrolinx to collaborate, to talk about what happened on both of your ends? Because I know a lot of us are trying to reach out to Metrolinx and we're not getting much of a response. Have you been chatting with Metrolinx?
So again, I'm here to talk about the TTC.
But transit's a collaborative effort.
I'm here to express how we're going to improve. I'm here to take accountability and ownership of the issues that are within my purview. I cannot talk about Metrolinx. Will the TTC collaborate with all our partners, not just Metrolinx? And the answer is yes.
Have you had communications or scheduled meetings? I'm not asking you to take ownership for Metrolinx. I get that.
Since the weekend?
Yes, since the weekend.
I haven't had any meetings since the weekend with
And there's
Metrolinx.
nothing scheduled?
Not at this moment in time.
Is it frustrating you're taking excellent accountability, is it frustrating when Metrolinx seems to take none?
Again, I can't comment on Metrolinx, and I think that would be a lovely headline for you, but I like to concentrate on TTC, respectfully.
Okay, so we've been listening live to TTC CEO Mandeep Lali talk to the media regarding the transit issues after Game 7 of the World Series. This was Saturday night, admitting that they had a mitigation plan in place, and if the situation had gotten into the emergency realm, that they would have activated that, but they ran the service that they promised. Lali says that they're going to be taking this feedback to improve. However, a lot of people complain about the service or lack thereof after the game.